fundamental question is, why do some companies grow and others don't? From my perspective, I've worked with hundreds of companies and I can see them from the outside in, and I can see that many of them have many of the same capabilities. They maybe use lean manufacturing if they're a manufacturer, or they have a strong culture, or they have a very effective method for operations and are ISO certified, or whatever it is that sets them apart from a operational perspective or a human resource perspective. But you can line them up side by side, and even though you can check all the boxes, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to achieve high performance or growth. And one of the ways we measure that, of course, is by saying, are you beating the average in your industry? Are you outgrowing your peers? So I began to dig into that a little bit to find out, why is it that some companies do perform better than others? But here's how hard it is and how few are able to do it. About 13% of companies are able to actually sustain even single-digit growth in the high end of single-digit growth, between 5 and 8%, for more than 5 years. About 20% are relatively flat and stagnant, and 67% struggle to grow. So the majority of companies struggle to grow. So when you took your GrowthDNA assessment, if you got in the red, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't grow. It just means that you have potential to extract from your organization, and we'll talk more about how you can do that. One of the keys is about data-driven decisions and how they increase the odds for success. Because the statistics are that when companies try to do strategic initiatives that are attached to growth, about 3/4 of the time, those initiatives don't produce any value at all. And that's not acceptable. I mean, those aren't odds that you would take in Vegas, and they're not odds that you should take on your business. We need to figure out why that is. And generally speaking, it's because we shoot from the hip, but what we're really shooting from is our own experience. We think we know our industry, we think we know our company, and we think we know our people, and so we make decisions on that basis. But the problem is that the market is changing so rapidly, the demands of customers are evolving, and technology is influencing how things happen, that we aren't necessarily taking into account what the data is telling us about what will help make us successful. We're not adequately vetting the options that we're reviewing, and we're not necessarily stretching our minds to think about things that are outside of our historical experience. So all of those things add up to why most initiatives lose 75% of the time. GrowthDNA was created to address some of these faults in our strategic decision-making approaches and processes to help us escape some of those obstacles that are so common today.